TikTok censorship is nothing new. This short-form platform has been slapping tape over the mouths of content creators since we were all stuck inside scrolling on this new app, trying to figure out what the hell that spicy cough was. You know, during the panini in 2020. What the hell? Wait, what did I just say? Oh wait, yeah. I'm on YouTube right now. I gotta use this thing called algo speak. So panini equals pandemic and spicy cough equals COVID. Pretty simple, right? And I know you're someone who watches videos online. I'm sure you've heard a ton of examples of algo speak. Unalive, pew pew, corn, nip nops, cheese pizza, grape, schmecks, Yahtzee. No, this is not an eclectic charcuterie board that could taste pretty good if paired with the right wine. This is a new language created out of a need to communicate online and primarily on TikTok. But TikTok isn't the same app it was back in 2020. In recent months, with billionaire Larry Ellison taking control of the algorithm, there's reportedly been some changes. Some creators began noticing that while the classic TikTok censorship was still there seems to have been a new, stricter layer added on top of the unalives and the pew-pews. And it was now affecting videos criticizing Trump, talking about Epstein, supporting Palestine, and condemning ICE. So knowing that TikTok has a nasty habit of sporadically censoring certain words, and this new more recent claim of certain political or controversial topics not being able to be discussed anymore, I wanted to test all of this for myself on a brand new TikTok account, starting with mild but possibly sensitive language and topics, and then slowly increasing my language, sentiment, and sensitive coverage day by day to see what it takes to get censored or possibly banned altogether, pushing the TikTok algorithm to the brink without, doing hate speech or inciting violence or anything. Hey, it's been a minute, and I'm gonna see how woke I can get before TikTok censors me. Day one. I can't be posting on here on my Benaminute account because my account might get banned, and I don't want that. First things first, add account, birthday. What's my birthday? What should it be? Something super controversial. September 12th. Perfect. Nickname, something super patriotic, American sounding. What if we did Dixon Jefferson? That's a pretty good name. That's an American name. I can't think of anything more American than Dixon Jefferson. Find contacts? Absolutely not. Please don't. Dixon.Jefferson. Hasn't been taken. That's great. Add bio. Daily conservative content that you can't find anywhere else. We need a picture. Bless up, baby. So here's the twist. I know it's kind of early in the video for a plot twist, but I'm trying to add layers here, so here we go. I don't want to just do this with one new account. I think to better test this sentiment analysis of the algorithm, I wanted to pick controversial topics, but make one account that was promoting the topics, and then the other one would be criticizing them, while still saying the same sensitive words and talking about the same subject matters. This way we could get a better idea around whether it's the words themselves that trigger the censorship, or if it's the sentiment behind them. With the subject matter of this video, I'm going to be discussing topics and events and using words throughout the video that may be triggering to some viewers. I'm going to do my best to not censor myself throughout this video, so we're going to see if I can get away with all of this on YouTube. I know, it's getting pretty meta, right? Dixon Jefferson, and then we're going to add account. We're going to do the same birthday just to make sure we're all on the same page here. So September 12th. Nickname. Okay, I need a woke name. What's a woke name? What sounds woke? Let's do Alan Cupertino. Is that a woke name? Dixon Jefferson and Alan Cupertino. I think we're good. There we go. Daily progressive content that you can't find anywhere else. Okay, so we have our profile set up. Now we just need to put on our disguises. I'm gonna go get ready. Luke, I am your daddy. Okay, so what are we going to be discussing on day one? We needed to start off with something that could get me censored, but nothing too extreme yet. I don't want to get banned on the first day. This would be a very short video if that was the case. So let's start off with a couple of figures who a bunch of people on Twitter tried to draw comparisons between. I never really saw it, but we're going to see what TikTok thinks. Most people know Charlie Kirk. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream. 17 years old, 29 years old. The man who rejected the safe path. This wasn't just a man with powerful words. He was shot and killed. They may have silenced his voice, but they couldn't silence the movement that he had built. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace, Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, time to edit. All right, I want to make sure it says shot and killed. Edit cover. Say they killed Martin Luther Charlie Kirk. Same captions. And we'll do hashtag for you page. All right. Post. All right, so covering the same words on both accounts while talking about two completely different figures. Let's move on to the next day and see our results. Day 2. Okay, I have not looked at TikTok yet, so we're gonna open it up for the first time and see if any of the accounts got banned or censored yet. And also just see how the videos did. Did people even watch these? They're pretty terrible. I hope nobody enjoyed it. Here we go. This is Alan Cupertino. We got 3 likes and 163 views. Let's see how Dixon Jefferson did. Okay, Dixon Jefferson got 616 views, 3 followers, and 42 likes. Somebody even reposted it? Looks like we got some memes on here. Okay, so it's people making fun of Dixon Jefferson. That's fine. Does Dixon deserve it? Yeah. I can't believe we got 42 likes and 3 saves. Can you imagine watching this and giving it a like and then following me? What matters is I didn't get banned for saying shot and killed. So with day 1 done and now knowing that I could get away with saying shot and killed and talking about death without having to say unalived, now it was time to step it up a notch and move on to our next tier of controversy. And today I wanted to get a little more political. Start seeing if there's some newer political biases around the TikTok terms of service. People are comparing Trump to Hitler. Ever heard of this word, fascism? Leftists love to use it. Oh, Trump's being fascist. And here are 5 reasons why. Trying to overturn the 2020 election. He won fair and square. That's bullshit. He wants to deport every single undocumented person in the country. Not giving money to liberal schools that teach a bunch of bullshit. That's not fascist. That's just common sense. This is fascistic. And it is also something that dictators do. Ending birthright citizenship. It's not even that constitutional. You can't do that. You can't rewrite the Constitution just because you happen to be president and you don't like part of it. Okay, so he's an asshole sometimes. And Trump is a fascist. So I've heard Hitler referred to as the man with the funny mustache a lot online, I think mostly on TikTok. So I had a pretty good feeling that there would be some censorship around his name. Also, talking about fascism and then accusing the Trump administration of being directly fascistic and providing evidence of this could get me in some hot water with TikTok's terms of service. I wanted to see if this would be flagged for misinformation, or if it's not misinformation to accuse Trump of being fascistic. And specifically, I wanted to see if it was the words themselves that were flagged or how I use those words. Would saying Trump is a fascist be the same as saying Trump is not a fascist? To an automated TOS checker, is there a difference between the 2 statements? All right, so I just finished up editing the videos and now it's time to post them on TikTok. Again, I don't care if anybody watches these. I can't believe the Charlie Kirk one got like 600 views. That's a little concerning, but I've got plenty of videos on the alt-right pipeline and how TikTok contributes to that, so go check out those videos after watching this one. Trump is not a fascist. Trump is a fascist. For you page. I hope this doesn't get on anyone's For You page that recognizes me.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
No, I don't want to connect with friends. I don't have any, so stop asking me. But I'm gonna let those sit, let those simmer, and we'll check back in tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Man, I love scrolling TikToks. Uh-oh, we got more wildfires in Southern California. Every fire season, we see the same headlines. A fire rips through a Southern California neighborhood and people have just minutes to get out of there. But here's the thing a lot of people don't think about. It's not just the fire. It's also what you can't see or smell, carbon monoxide. That's why I installed the Xsense SC07W, a 2-in-1 smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. That's one device and 2 of the most dangerous things that could be in your home covered. So here's what's pretty awesome about these alarms. They're all interconnected. So I'm gonna test this one and then all the other alarms in the apartment are gonna go off at the exact same time. All right, so I'm gonna show you how it works right now. Now come in here. Pretty sweet, huh? It's also ETL listed, meeting UL standard 217 for smoke alarms and UL standard 2034 for carbon monoxide alarms. Compared to many other alarm brands, Xsense includes an LCD screen that lets you walk up to the alarm and immediately see the carbon monoxide reading directly on the device. You don't have to rely on any sound alerts or panic and open the app to check the value. That kind of direct visibility is very important for family users. Plus, it has a 10-year sealed battery, so that's no battery replacement for 10 years. It's budget-friendly protection without having to cut corners. So use my code linked down in the description to save on the Xsense SC07W and get real protection for your home today. Click on the link below. All right, back to it. Day 3. All right, day 3. Let's open up TikTok. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. One of them had a lot of engagement, so let's see which one it is. Alan Cupertino. Okay. 355 likes and 11 new followers. The video got 2,000 views. That's pretty good. Oh no. Wait, it's been a minute. Somebody knows it's me. They found me. It doesn't really matter if they know it's me, because it's not like that's gonna make me get censored faster. You found me out. You found me. Yes, it's me. It's not Alan Cupertino. Alan Cupertino isn't a real guy. Maybe he is. Maybe there is an Alan Cupertino out there. Alan Cupertino, if you're watching this video, comment down below. My name is Alan Cupertino, so I know it's you. I completely agree. It's been a minute since we've had some sense in the Oval Office. God, why do you low-key remind me of Benaminute? How did they find me? That one popped off. And I got 11 followers, but it didn't get banned. I'm kind of forgetting the point of this video. Let's go check out Dixon Jefferson. Doesn't look like his did as well. 88 views? That's terrible. That's nothing. I think it was a little too over the top. I think that's why. So with that out of the way, it's time to record our day 3. We're gonna bump things up another notch. This time, we're gonna be using some words that I know you can't say on TikTok because everyone else uses another word to say this one. You probably know what it is. I would say it's the most notoriously censored word on TikTok. People keep trying to assassinate Trump. Most of these done by the left, the liberals. Thomas Matthew Crooks, Ryan Wesley Ruth. All of these people were either arrested or killed. None of these people got away with it because they weren't able to commit suicide. Watching back through these, saying the things that I said, I feel like they might get censored, maybe at least shadow banned. These are kind of a lot, but I mean, this is the next step. This is the next tier. Here we go. Let's upload them. Okay, cool. That one's up. Let's go on to Alan Cupertino. Picked up assassinate. None of these people committed suicide. So, do I think I'll be able to get away with these two? Yeah, I think so. I hope I do because I still have more planned for the next couple days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'll check back in tomorrow. Day 4. Alrighty, day 4. Let's check out TikTok and let's see how our posts did. Oh, the video got flagged. Community guidelines violation. Try typing Labubu. No. What the fuck? Can't say I'm that surprised. I was talking about assassinations and the president, and I said commit suicide. I need to figure out what section of that, what word actually triggered it. Was it just the overall topic, or was it a specific word? Let's check this out. Video removed. What this means. Your content is against our community guidelines. I wonder if the other one got flagged. Surely, right? Like basically said the same thing. Keeping TikTok safe and positive. Okay, I didn't break that. Violent and hateful organizations and individuals. I did not break that. Oh, suicide and self-harm. Oh, you can say it, but I can't. All right, TikTok. We don't allow content that shows, promotes, or provides instructions for suicide or self-harm. I did not do that. I said suicide, but I did not promote it at all. Animal abuse, no. Misinformation, no. Wasn't that either. Edited media and AI-generated content.
Don't make me call Spider-Man!
Had to call Spider-Man to get this little shit under control.
What is this? They don't even follow their own guidelines. This is stupid. I didn't break any of these. Yeah, this is kind of bullshit. I've actually never read the community guidelines until now, and after reading them, it's actually more frustrating that they censor words like suicide, but they also talk about how it's not okay to upload unoriginal content or AI generated content, and you let that slide all the time.
Bombardiro crocodilo. Un fottuto.
So, you know what? I'm going to submit an appeal. I didn't do anything wrong. I did not break these guidelines. Do you agree with the decision to remove your video? Absolutely not. Disagree. Done. We'll check on Dixon Jefferson. Okay, yeah, same thing. We'll do the same thing. We'll submit our appeal. It doesn't even say what I violated. Like, at least tell me. Submit appeal. All right, appeal and review. We'll check back for those. So like I said at the beginning of the video, censorship on TikTok is nothing new. But ever since the majority stake of the app was sold to US ownership due to Congress forcing the sale back in 2024, the platform is just different now. The algorithm is no longer controlled and owned by ByteDance, the original parent company of TikTok. It is now owned by a man with a plan. Is it a good plan? Probably no.
Okay, I think on the AI, I mean, our dependency on AI.
Larry Ellison. But let's put a pin in the TikTok story and talk about the Ellisons for a minute. Little David, Larry's son, from a very young age, had always been interested in two things: being a pilot and movies. So in 2006, David starts Skydance Productions, where he helped finance a movie called Flyboys, a World War I aviation drama starring James Franco. I promise you, all of this is going to tie back into the complete erosion of Western media. Just stay with me for a second. After the success of Flyboys, we skip ahead a few years to 2010, where David officially establishes Skydance as a studio and starts co-financing with Paramount Pictures. So in mid-2024, little David wants to expand his little entertainment business. So Skydance reached an agreement with Paramount Global to combine the companies in an $8 billion all-stock deal, bringing together Skydance's divisions with Paramount's holdings, which included CBS, MTV, and Paramount Pictures. But who was gonna front this $8 billion bill? Well, Daddy Larry was. Everybody say thank you, Daddy. Skip to 2025, and the merger closes. So now that Larry and David control Paramount, what do? Well, they buy the news outlet The Free Press and install Barry Weiss as the new editor-in-chief of CBS News. Who is Barry Weiss? Someone who has never accomplished anything in her entire life. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. Why did the Ellisons want her running a massive news outlet? If she's not good at it, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it was mostly because they saw Barry as someone who would be loyal, and someone who really loves the Israeli government. When she was at the Free Press, she also loved downplaying the genocide of the Palestinians. Most notably, there was a widely panned Free Press investigation that straight up lied about Gaza starvation reports. Throughout Barry's time there, she constantly shaped and slanted coverage of the Palestinians and other Arab nations, and continued her blind support for Israel no matter the horrific atrocity they were committing. Since she's been at CBS, she's been accused of editorial interference, reportedly softening a 60-minute segment on Venezuela deportations. She's effectively ruined CBS News, all to run cover for the heinous acts of the Trump administration and Israel. But what the hell does all of this have to do with TikTok? Well, let's go back to our timeline, okay? It's January 2026, and TikTok's joint venture officially forms. Oracle, chaired by Larry Ellison, is contractually responsible for retraining, testing, and updating TikTok's algorithm on US soil for security purposes. Remember, we had to get all of this Chinese stuff out of here ASAP and fix that algorithm. While there's no confirmed proof of deliberate political retuning because every major social media's algorithm is completely private, critics have pointed to a few specific incidents, like the ban of Palestinian journalist Bassam Auda's account, along with continued shadow banning complaints and lower view counts when criticizing the Israeli government, talking about Trump's ties to Epstein, and apparently just saying the word Epstein. And given Ellison's close ties to Trump and Israel, these examples definitely raise concerns around conflict of interest and, of course, free speech. So now with the Ellisons in control of CBS News and the TikTok algorithm, what are they gonna do next? Well, that's a great question because their next big step in their grand plan is actually playing out right now as you're watching this. Well, let's move on to February of 2026. Paramount Skydance, owned by David Ellison, signs another merger agreement to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery, and this is the parent company of CNN. David Ellison reportedly gave Trump administration officials assurances that if he won this bid for Warner Brothers, he'd make sweeping changes to CNN's coverage and leadership. And guess who is expected to take over CNN once the merger goes through? Barry Weiss. Oh my God, everything's coming together. That's so crazy. Oh my God, it's like the Avengers, but everybody sucks. So I know what you're thinking, like this should be illegal, right? Like one family can't own all of the American media and mainstream news and one of the largest social media apps all at the same time. That seems like that might be a bad thing. Well, not according to our Department of Justice, because on June 12th of 2026, that was like 2 weeks ago, they cleared the deal on antitrust grounds. So what's next? Well, the UK Competition Authority has flagged concerns specifically about media ownership concentration, and the decision on this is due by August 7th of 2026. So hopefully there's some good news there. You can let me know in the comments. Hopefully you're watching this after August 7th, and you can let me know. Thank you so much. But all I know is the Trump administration would love to basically own another major American news outlet, so something tells me that it might go his way. And the coolest thing about all of this is it all started because Congress almost unanimously decided that TikTok could be dangerous to Americans because it was owned by a Chinese company. But now it's all good, baby, because now it's owned by a psychotic Zionist, pro-Trump billionaire who hates free speech and wants to control all of Western mainstream media. Nice. I feel so much safer now. Thank you, Congress and Biden, for signing this into law. Thank you so much to Trump, too, for finding the perfect billionaire to control my TikTok algorithm. Oh my God, I'm so glad China doesn't own it. China's so scary. We're back. And I just decided to open up TikTok real quick out of habit because, you know, I can't be not on my phone for 5 seconds. And look, the community guideline violation was removed. And then we'll go over to Alan Cupertino. Also got removed. 75 views already. 4 likes, 1 save. I can't believe it. Guys, you can say suicide on TikTok. Stop saying unalived. Like, why has that become such a censored word on TikTok when you can literally just say it and then appeal it? So far, we're only on day 4. Obviously, we're going to be talking about topics that are a little more controversial, a little more dangerous to talk about online. I can't definitively say that you can use these words on TikTok because obviously you can't until you appeal it. But yeah, so if you're a creator out there, if you make TikToks or Reels or upload anything online, just see what you can get away with if you're talking about things that shouldn't be censored. Well, with that out of the way, I guess we're good. So we're going to move on to our next TikToks. We're going to bump it up a notch, baby. Day 5. As conservatives, it's our job to defend Israel. Over the course of the entire time that Israel has existed, all the liberals talk about is how Israel is an apartheid state and how they're committing a genocide of the Palestinians. This is a Zionist project in hopes of creating a greater Israel. To support our aid for Israel, we have donated over $225 billion to fund the Israeli government and make sure they have enough money to put a stop to Hamas. All of this is to help Israel expand their apartheid state. That's when Trump realized Iran was only weeks away from making an atomic bomb, just like the ones they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, except this one might drop on Houston, Texas. So while most Americans can't afford healthcare, housing, and education, spent $25 to $30 billion so far on this pointless war with Iran. So to tie it all together, the perpetrators here and the ones ruining this grand plan are Palestine, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and, biggest of all, Iran. Okay, well, I got my TikToks edited. I don't know how to not make this sound like a joke. It's just so stupid. And I'm just doing their talking points. Like, I'm not even being that hyperbolic. Hating Israel is anti-Semitic. All right, gonna post that one. The real reason we're at war with Iran. I'm guessing it's gonna get flagged, like, immediately, just because of the nature of what I'm talking about. I think I can appeal it, though, like I did with the last one. All right, we'll check back in just a minute and see if they got flagged. Oh, interesting. Okay. The Dixon Jefferson one that I just posted already has 5 views. So that one didn't even get flagged. I think we're in the clear on both of these. Okay, so they didn't get automatically flagged for breaking the community guidelines because I didn't. I shouldn't get flagged. I think we got past the first step. Now we're just going to sit back and wait and see how many views these get. Here's my prediction. If either of them gets less than 30 views, even less than 50, I'm kind of feeling a shadow ban. I think that might be what's happening. If you're enjoying the video so far and want to support the channel as well, giving this video a like and also subscribing really helps me out a ton. Also, if you want to see an extended version of this video with an extra like 10 to 15 minutes, a lot of stuff I kind of had to cut in the end, be sure to check out my Patreon where I upload longer versions of my videos, and also you get access to a bunch of stuff that you would never see on YouTube. As always, I appreciate your support. All right, so it's been about 24 hours since I uploaded mine from yesterday. Dixon Jefferson and Alan Cupertino both have 9+ notifications. Seems like both of them did pretty well. We'll do Dixon Jefferson first. It got 286 views. Totally love Trump and Israel, but it is really weird how we have no military alliance between the two countries. We don't have a military alliance with Israel? We are Israel. Let's check out Alan Cupertino. Dang, okay. All right. It did better than my fascism one. It has 2,200 views, got 340 likes. Wait, what the heck? Okay. These were all censored. Netanyahu or Hitler, which one is it? What does Israel have that gives them so much control? The Epstein files, Epstein was an Israeli agent. We need to stop giving them money. All of those were censored. View folded comments. Folded comments are similar to others flagged by our community and may affect your well-being. And all of them are just about Israel and Netanyahu. But then the 2 comments that don't mention Israel are fine. This is weird. This is really weird. I really hope this is satire. If not, you are brainwashed. That was censored. Not liking Israel does not equal being anti-Semitic. You should really think before you speak. That was censored. Bro, how much are they paying you for this? By far, the Israel comments got censored the most. I'm just gonna comment Israel and see if it gets flagged. Oh my God. It got censored. Go to comments, view folded comments, Israel. Just can't even say it. Just can't even say it in the comments. Can I say Zionism? Nope, can't say Zionism either. It's gone now. There it is. Okay, we're gonna try Palestine. Yep, can't say Palestine either. You can't say Palestine, Zionism, or Israel in the comments. So yeah, we'll leave it there, and then I've got some more stuff planned to post today. Day 7. Trump hated Epstein all his life. Trump was friends with Epstein. There's also some stories out there that apparently he was a Mossad agent for Israel, but he was definitely a pedophile, and so was Trump. And no, he did not murder or rape children. He definitely sexually assaulted and raped kids too. We can all have friends who have done bad things at some point. And the Trump administration has been trying to cover all of this up for a very long time. All right, it's day 7. Just finished editing the Epstein-Trump TikToks. Just a reminder, Trump is still a pedophile. Okay, Dixon Jefferson. Just a reminder, Trump is still not a pedophile. Okay, let's check and see if Alan Cupertino is getting any traction. Oh, okay. Community guidelines violated. I didn't say suicide in it though. Misinformation. In a global community, people have different opinions, but we aim to ground those conversations in facts. That's why we don't allow misinformation that could cause significant harm to individuals or society. What about all the people who were sex trafficked by Epstein? They weren't safe. This includes hoaxes, misleading AI-generated content. Oh yeah, you guys are really strict on that, right? Harmful conspiracy theories and other false information related to public safety crisis and major civic events when such content may lead to violence or cause public panic. I mean, these aren't conspiracy theories. This is just, you know, what was found in the Epstein files. The redactions made by the Trump administration and his FBI kind of imply that he is guilty of doing these things. Okay, well, I'm gonna submit an appeal because I don't think that was misinformation. My video did not violate the community guidelines. Okay, we'll see if that works. Okay, let's check on Dixon Jefferson. So because I was defending him, it's okay, right? Oh, it's not misinformation if I'm protecting the child rapists. See, this is why I wanted to do the 2 sides, to see if it was the actual words that triggered the community guideline violation, or if it was how the words were being used. And with talking about Trump and Epstein, it seems like it's how you talk about it, not what you're talking about. It's getting views too, like it's not even getting shadow banned. So you can say all of these words. You can say Trump, you can say Epstein, you can say sex trafficking, you can say rape, as long as you're defending Trump and Epstein. I definitely didn't think that one of the accounts would get censored and the other one wouldn't when I'm still using the same words that would trigger the censorship. Because we saw when I said suicide in the one about the Trump assassination attempts, it got flagged on both accounts. But this one, it's just Alan Cupertino. Well, we're going to check back in tomorrow. I'm going to let this simmer for a bit and we'll see if my appeal goes through. Day 8. Okay, it's been a few days. I sent my appeal like 3 days ago, and I have not checked the outcome yet because I wanted to do that together. Alan Cupertino. All right. Oh, shit. I got a strike. Well, I got a warning before I got a strike. Your first violation, if less severe, will result in a warning. This offers you an opportunity to familiarize yourself with our guidelines. You may also complete an optional policy training to better understand and avoid future violations. What did I say? I didn't say anything wrong. 1 or more strikes. Repeated violations may lead to your account being banned. We will notify you when you are nearing this point. For any severe violation of our policies, your account will be banned on the first strike. Dang, they really got pissed at this one. Warning received. Appeal not approved. We reviewed your appeal and found that your video violates our community guidelines. Your video will not be restored. And it was for misinformation. See, I don't think what I said would lead to violence. I don't think it would cause public panic. They're not hoaxes. They're not AI generated. And I wouldn't call them harmful conspiracy theories because it's just kind of what happened. Now, are the things that happened harmful and terrible and hard to talk about and really, really concerning and maybe should cause public panic? Yeah, I would think so. But you shouldn't put the blame on the creator who's talking about it. Maybe put the blame on the people who did it. But like, what do I know? I'm just like a YouTuber. I just sit here and like talk about stuff. So like, obviously, come after me, attack my free speech, but don't go after all the Epstein affiliates. Don't investigate them. Don't arrest any of them. They're not doing anything wrong, but make sure that if anybody says a little something out of line and possibly accuses them of doing these horrible things that they may have done, may have not done, silence them. Make sure that they can't talk because that might cause public panic and we don't want that. So yeah, it's definitely my fault, my bad as a content creator, as someone who uses their face and their voice to convey information online. That's on me. Sorry, I was talking about things that I shouldn't talk about. Okay, well, I guess if you're defending pedophiles, that's okay because you're not accusing them of anything, you're defending them. But the second you accuse pedophiles of being pedophiles, that's where they draw the line. You cannot do that. Okay, come on, this is the internet. You should know this. Unlock $130 in rewards and ride the summer wave. Shut up. Time to post my final video. And this one is specifically for you, Larry Ellison. All right, I'm usually not the one to do this, but I'm gonna have to defend Larry Ellison for a minute. And I wanna be the first to say it, but Larry Ellison has saved TikTok. And Larry Ellison, if you're watching this right now, fuck you, you Nazi Zionist. No, I don't think you're pro-Zionist, whose only job is to make sure that Western media is taken over by pro-Zionist people. I don't think that you're also an Israeli asset. He is friends with Benjamin Netanyahu. I know the liberals will call you pro-genocide. Larry Ellison and his son David Ellison are trying to build a pro-Nazi Zionist media conglomerate. I love Oracle. Fuck Oracle. I love you, Larry Ellison. Fuck everything that you stand for. Also, suicide. So I keep getting a community guidelines violation for talking about Trump and Epstein, specifically being best friends and sex trafficking minors together. So while I give my final thoughts, I'm going to post about Trump and Epstein one last time. I have currently posted about it 3 times and have 3 content violations for it. And this is all while Dixon Jefferson has also posted about Trump and Epstein and has no violations for it. So I'm going to post it one more time. Trump might be a pedophile. I also have appealed these videos 3 separate times. And every time I appeal it, I get the strike. It's up now, but I don't think it'll last very long. You can see the 3 times I have posted the video. So we're just gonna sit here, refreshing to see what happens, and we're gonna check back in just a few minutes. Oh, don't need to. Already got the content violation. Okay, here we go, video removed. All right, so I've submitted my appeal, and so while we wait for the results, I have some final thoughts. Well, it's been a few days now, and I haven't opened TikTok yet, but I'm assuming that we have our results. But before checking on that, I have some thoughts. Whenever I do these experiment videos, I never know what's gonna happen. Of course, I'm human and I bring my own preconceived notions into it, but I never know what I'm gonna walk away with. I never know what I'm gonna conclude at the end. And with this one, I genuinely expected the censorship to be more direct and blatant. However, the fact that it was inconsistent and confusing and almost seemed random, I think that's the point. Maybe the inconsistency is the design. Keep the rules ambiguous enough that you may start just censoring yourself. You may end up limiting your own subjects or softening your own language before the platform even says anything. Because if there were clear, fixed guidelines, if everyone knew exactly what you could and couldn't say, the censorship would be very tangible. But if sometimes you can say gun and other times you have to say pew pew, or some creators can talk about this and others can't say that, and you might not get a community guidelines violation, but you're only gonna get 30 views, effectively shadow banning the video, well, if all of this is the case, then I can't sit here and tell you what you can and can't say. I can tell you the words you can't write in the comments, but I can't tell you what misinformation means to the TikTok terms of service. Because we've learned that I can make claims that Trump and Epstein didn't do horrific things, but I can't make claims that they did do them. Even though technically both statements of Trump definitely being an Epstein co-conspirator and Trump definitely not being an Epstein co-conspirator are both unsubstantiated. Neither are proven, even though there's thousands of documents implying that he most definitely was. But to TikTok, why aren't both flagged as misinformation? And I'm not here to say internet bad, phone bad, just log off and stop worrying so much, man. I think it's more nuanced than that, and probably a video for another time. But once you accept that the world and all information that pertains to it is online, the next thing you have to accept is how insane it is that the platforms where that world exists, the ones where billions of us talk to each other every day and get all of our information on the past, present, and future, are controlled by like 3 or 4 guys who don't want you talking or learning. They don't want you to use these platforms to connect with one another and spread ideas. They want you to use them to scroll, mindlessly consume, and numb the pain until every synapse in your brain can't fire anymore without the help of some Subway surfers and AI slop. The First Amendment, or our right to freedom of speech and freedom of press, was never built to protect us from a giant tech company. It protects the government from silencing us. But it also protects the platform's right to run itself however it wants. Which means every time a video gets shadow banned, or a comment gets flagged, or a TikTok is banned for misinformation, well, that platform can point to the exact same amendment we'd use to defend free expression and say, this is our speech. Well, I think that tech companies that own social media platforms are becoming just as powerful as governments. So the First Amendment needs to protect us from not just our own government, but from tech monopolies as well. And instead of trying to regulate and rein in the power these tech companies have, we have overwhelming bipartisan support from Congress to start implementing ID verifications for everyday people just to be granted access to use these dangerous apps, all under the guise of online safety for children. This will take away all online anonymity, ensuring that these oligarchical tech lords know exactly who every single person is and have a record of every single thing you've ever said online and every single piece of content that you've ever interacted with. And again, this is all because these companies are protected by the First Amendment. So one of the biggest selling points of United States freedom is the same law being used to justify censorship and mass surveillance of the people it's supposed to protect. The Ellisons don't care that Barry Weiss sucks at her job. They probably expected her to do that. Taking over media conglomerates and now TikTok is not about turning a profit and making a few extra $1 billion. It's about gaining control over the masses. Free speech has always been the biggest threat to power. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a bunch of oligarchs that found constitutional loopholes that use fear around online child safety to gain control over social media platforms and news outlets so they can make sure that you only hear and talk about what they want you to. This is not a left versus right issue. As per usual, it's about the few versus the many. Keep talking. Try not to censor yourself. And don't lose focus on who the true enemy is. The billionaires, the oligarchs, and the Epstein class. Actually, speaking of Epstein, let's check on our final video. All right, time to open up TikTok. All right, here we go. This is live. We're opening up our final TikTok. Can I talk about Trump and Epstein being best friends? Oh. My account got banned.